So what is a political party according to you? I am really excited for today's class. So I want a lot of responses, okay? What do you think is a political party? What is the purpose of forming a political party? Group of people managing welfare of country and managing the constitution. Okay. So it can be called as an organization, Ajay. It can be called as a social organization working for the welfare of people. Not organization. Okay, why not? Rest of you, can you please respond? What is a political party according to you? Example, BJP, Congress. C आता है कांग्रेस में के नहीं. But can you tell me what does BJP and Congress do, Ajit? Lakshmi, can you respond? Divya, what do you think is a political party? Fatima, our birthday girl. Earn money. One interesting way to look at it. It's sad, but true. What is a political party according to you? What is the work of a political party? Can I have more responses, please? Having a competition between both the parties is done. Okay, so competition for what? A party represents a country and work of its country's welfare and work for the development of the country. Okay. A political party is an organized group of people or body who seek to capture political power through an election in order to run affairs of the country. A political party is a party which is not run by them, but it is dependent on the public. So Ram is saying that a political party is dependent on us. वो तो copy paste Kunal का था. Having more states in the rule of that party. Not agreed with Lakshmi in the first line. Party represents a country. Good one. Good point, Ajay. It can become a representative for a temporary period of time, but rest of you. Okay. Is party same? It is like a social organization is what Pradum has written. Following that, I have a question for you. Is party same as any other social organization? Like, what is the difference between a political party and other social organizations that work for the welfare of people, like Teach for India, for example, or any other NGO that works for the country, or let's say other organizations in general? What is the difference between them and a political party? Political party have special power. Okay. Are these powers temporary or permanent? What special powers do political parties have? They are temporary, right? So the power given to a political party is in the hands of whom? किसके पास होती है पावर पॉलिटिकल पार्टी को पावर देने की? Who can bring political parties to power? Us, the constitution, the public. It is the public, exactly. So through our votes, we can give or take power from any political party, unlike any other organization. Like in Teach for India, it's an independent organization. What it does for the welfare of people is independent of other people. You can't remove TFI from power. Okay, there's no power as such that TFI has. Okay, so it is different in that sense. So it's not dependent on anybody else. It's independent. But a political party is always dependent on people, right? So that is why the first difference is that political party is always dependent on people for elections. The second thing is that it has a power structure, it has a hierarchy. So you can get elected into the government and then you rule based on certain common laws. So you rule based on constitution, right? So a constitution can also give and take power from political parties, and hence it is very, very different from other organizations. You have to fight to get into power, right? Unlike United Nations, which does not have to fight for anything. It has the kind of power it has created, it has that, right? So for political parties to get power, they are the social organizations that have to influence people, that have to take votes and then get power and then do social welfare, right? So they can't directly do social welfare, they need power to reach social welfare. Okay, so now what is the definition of political party? It can be described, as Kunal rightly copied from the book, as group of people who contest elections, who win elections and get power and then establish government of their party, right? So जब हमें पावर मिल जाती है, उसके बाद भी ये सर्टेन नहीं होता कि हम गवर्नमेंट फॉर्म करेंगे, हमें एक मेजोरिटी चाहिए होती है, एक सर्टेन नंबर ऑफ सीट्स चाहिए होती है टू फॉर्म द गवर्नमेंट. तो जो हमारा लास्ट फंक्शन रहता है वो होता है टू फॉर्म द गवर्नमेंट. तो पॉलिटिकल पार्टी का सबसे पहला काम क्या है कि इलेक्शन लड़ना, फिर इलेक्शन जीतना, पावर में आना और उसके बाद गवर्नमेंट बनाना. ओके, सो दिस इज व्हाट अ पॉलिटिकल पार्टी इज. Is this definition clear? Is this definition clear? It is a very self-explanatory definition. Amazing. Good job. Right, waiting for others to respond. Thank you, Shehbaz. Thank you, Ajay. Thank you, Nidhi. Thank you, Tanisha. All right. Now we are going to move into characteristics of a political party. मतलब कि political party के main features क्या-क्या हैं. Okay, now what we will do is I will show you a picture and you have to identify कि what is the characteristic of a political party through that picture. ठीक है? So for example, what does this picture indicate? What is one feature of political parties indicated by this picture? Can you guess? Leadership, representation. What else? If we go to the definition that you just read, so to stand in election, to win election, to get power, and third and fourth, to form government. So which exact part do you think would this picture indicate? Having a private space, power. Akash says power. Which part do you think this one indicates? This image indicates power, power. Amazing, right? So this indicates to be in power, which is the first feature of a political party. So in order to take any decision, in order to do any sort of social welfare, you have to stay in power. You have to get in power. Now, in order to get in power, what do? You stand for election, you compete with other parties, and you try to achieve that power by winning the elections, right? So achieving power through winning elections is the main first feature of a political party. The next feature, first we will, before we move on to the next feature, I will try to ask you, and I will ask you to identify certain symbols and what do they mean for a party. Okay, so इसको backspace कर रहे हैं. हाँ, तो lotus is the symbol for BJP. What does lotus mean? If lotus is the symbol for BJP, what does lotus mean? Why is only lotus a symbol for BJP? What are the qualities of lotus? A flower growing in the mud, having greenery, making nature beautiful. Also, how is it related to India? Linked to India? What is its link to India? National flower of India. Amazing, Kunal. Amazing, Nidhi. So since lotus is the national flower of India, and the second thing that I have in mind also, do you know the importance of lotus in Hindu religion? Do you know the importance of lotus in Hindu religion? Ajay, can you elaborate? What is the importance of lotus in Hindu religion? Knowledge. Yes. Yes, Fiza, I'm sharing. So it is of Lord Lakshmi. So basically, what happens is in Hinduism, we have a goddess. Her name is Lakshmi. She is the goddess of wealth and knowledge. And lotus is, she sits on lotus. So lotus is symbolic of Lakshmi. Lotus is symbolic of wealth. And lotus has a very important religious place. So in Diwali Puja, everyone places a lotus before starting the puja, right? So it is very, very auspicious for us. So that is why uh, BJP has taken lotus as a symbol in order to indicate that they are working towards Hinduism, and they're also working towards a national, increasing nationalization in the country. Now, can you see these elements in their politics as well? Can you see Hinduism being highlighted by BJP? Can you see um, importance of nationality being highlighted by BJP? You see it, it's very, very relevant at the moment, right? Whereas Congress is in Congress's symbol is hand, right? Now, what do you think can a hand signify? एक उंगलियों से रिलेटेड एक मुहावरा होता है, पांचों उंगलियां एक बराबर नहीं होती, राइट? Do you remember that muhavra, that all fingers are not alike, all your 5 fingers are not alike, right? So even if they're not alike, they're tied to your palm, right? And your palm treats all the fingers equally. Okay, so what then would a hand signify? छोटी बड़ी किसी भी टाइप की फिंगर एक ही पाम से टाइड है, तो फिर ये हैंड क्या सिग्निफाई करेगा? यूनिटी, अमेजिंग, इक्वालिटी, राइट? टू बी यूनाइटेड. So this is exactly the ideology of Congress. So Congress talks about unity, right? Now, Samajwadi Party has the symbol of an elephant, right? Do you know the meaning of that, or how is it related to the politics of Samajwadi Party? Power? No. Okay. So Samajwadi Party basically works towards scheduled castes and scheduled tribes and bringing in equality, right? So they have taken elephant as a symbol in order to bring in equality, in order to show the emphasis on working towards marginalized communities, right? So that is why they have chosen the symbol as elephant, right? So every party, every national party chooses their symbol बहुत दिमाग लगा के. Now, two more symbols that we should see. Do you remember the symbol? We spoke about something related to this in 9th grade. What was this symbol? Where did we use it in 9th grade? Where have we seen it? Naxalism. Okay, amazing. And what did it mean? What was its initial meaning? Communist Party तो यहाँ लिखा हुआ है, agricultural revolt. Amazing. So when farmers get angry, when farmers demand for their right, farmers revolt, right? So this was the symbol for that. अब आप देखो इसमें एक छोटी सी addition है, इसमें यहाँ पे हथौड़ा है. Instead of a bow and arrow, यहाँ पर एक हथौड़ा है. And हथौड़ा जो symbolize करता है वो है labor, okay, hard labor. So these two parties, the Communist Party of India and the Communist Party of India Marxist, they both work for the rights of laborers and the rights of farmers. Okay, because they work for that, they have chosen these symbols, right? So these are the symbols that they have chosen. Then elephant is by BSP. Then there is Trinamool Congress, which has chosen very simple thing as flower and grass and says that simple things like flowers, which seem so insignificant, which grow everywhere, grass which grows everywhere, even that needs importance, right? So, and then obviously there is lotus, which symbolizes parties linked to Hinduism, and it is also the national flower of India. Then there is hand, that denotes unity and strength. Then there is clock for National Congress Party. I don't know what clock really means, but this is what these symbols are. Now, what are these symbols signifying? Overall, हर symbol हर party का क्या signify कर रहा है? What does it highlight? Having a symbol means something. What does it highlight? They have chosen these symbols very carefully. Quality of that party, okay. Working and thought, amazing, Ajay. Motive, their objectives or aim, their goals. How that supports more, okay. Amazing. So you correctly identified it. These symbols identify the ideology of the party, the ideas of the party. Ideology means कि उनके ideas क्या है, उनके principles क्या है, उनके main ideas क्या है जिस पे वो fight करना चाहेंगे, right? So what they symbolize is the ideology of a party, okay, the ideas of a party. Now every party has certain ideologies. Every party is, one second, sorry guys, backspace, okay, one second. Right, every political parties has some policies and some worldviews. They look at the world in a, in through that perspective, and along with that they have a particular stand on social issues कि मतलब अब same ही issue को बीजेपी और कांग्रेस दो अलग नजरों से देखेगी, given the kind of symbol they have, the kind of ideas they have, right? So one same situation, all these parties look at the same situation differently, right? So maybe reservation will be looked at differently by Congress, by BJP, and by BSP, right? So, or for example, the Ram Mandir issue would be looked at by Congress, BJP, or BSP differently, right? So every issue will be looked at by the different political parties differently, dependent on their ideas, okay? So these two main points make up the ideology of a party. First point is your worldviews. Second point is your take on certain social issues. So that together forms the ideology of a party. Now the support that is received on these ideas, now the number of people who follow you based solely on your ideas form the mass base of a political party. Matlab, regardless of what your political party does, there are certain people who will support you just because your aim is similar to their aim. ओके तो जैसे मैं हूं और मेरा एम है कि मुझे हिंदुइज्म को इंक्रीज होते हुए देखना है हमारी कंट्री के अंदर, सो मे बी आई विल बी सपोर्टिंग बीजेपी. बट अगर मेरा एम है कि मुझे मुझे ज्यादा यूनिटी लानी है हमारी कंट्री के अंदर, या मुझे ज्यादा स्ट्रेंथ देखनी है हमारी कम्युनिटी, हमारी कंट्री के अंदर, सो आई विल सपोर्ट कांग्रेस. अगर मुझे लेबर्स के राइट के लिए फाइट करना है, या फार्मर्स के राइट के लिए फाइट करना है, या मैं एक फार्मर हूं और मेरे को पता है कि मेरे हक के लिए सीपीआई खड़ी होती है, तो मैं सीपीआई को सपोर्ट करूंगी. सो डिपेंडेंट ऑन द आइडियाज ऑफ अ पार्टी, दे सॉर्ट ऑफ हैव अ फैन बेस, ओके. That is called the mass base of a political party. That is called the major support that the political party receives from people based on ideas, based on how similar their idea is to the people's idea. Is this clear? Are these things clear? Thank you, Nidhi. Thank you, Pooja. But Congress don't work according to the symbol now. That's true, Ajay. That's another story. So people have also stopped following Congress. Right now, we're clearly basing it on ideas. There are certain people that still follow Congress just because of this hand, just because of this ideology, and they are called the mass base of the political party. Following not based on actions, but based on ideas. Is this clear? Everyone, can rest of you please respond? Thank you, Sanya. Thank you, Lakshmi. Right. Thank you, Kunal. Okay. Let's move to this. Now, these are certain promises made by BJP before the 2014 elections. So they want to, before the 2019 elections. So they had these agendas in their mind कि हमें मनरेगा पे work करना है, हमें manufacturing को push करना है. So we have Make in India now. फिर हमें GST back करना है कुछ changes के साथ. So we want to support an all India tax and we want to make some changes to it. हमें policy implementation पे focus करना है rather than making new policies. Then we want to also work on the powers that the government have, right? So these are few of the agendas placed by BJP. These agendas are also in line with their ideology, right? So they make these agendas. Now every party makes these agendas. They write it in a booklet called manifesto. So they say if we come to power, then these are the agendas we're going to give focus to once we come to power. So these are the things that we're going to do. अभी हमारा idea ये है, हमारे ethical, हमारे principles ये हैं. Based on our principles, ये कुछ actions है जो हम follow करेंगे. So agenda is all about actions. So every party has a certain agenda. They prepare this agenda based on their ideology and they want to implement these agendas once they come to power. Is it clear? Like the main issue of BJP in 2014 was to remove corruption, for which they also thought that they will bring demonetization that will help in removing corruption, right? That was the main thing they were fighting on. Even Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi, right? So their main thing, the main reason they came to power was because of so much corruption that was happening in Delhi. Right? So they write that in agenda. People see that. People see, okay, these are the actions they want to do when they come to power. So we will elect them because we want to see these actions being happening in our country. Okay, this is before elections. These are promises of sorts that these are the actions we're going to take. Right? So now we have to have an agenda. Is this clear? I can see only 3 to 4 responses. Can everyone respond? शुभम, मतलब ये कुछ एक्शंस होते हैं जो पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज प्रॉमिस करती हैं कि दे विल टेक दीज एक्शंस वंस दे कम टू पावर, अगर उनको पब्लिक पावर में डालेगी तो these are the actions basically. So having that agenda based on your core ideas, your core ideology. Okay, all right, let's move forward. Now what is this? What is this building? Do you know which building is this and where is it? The Parliament of India. Who sits in the Parliament of India? It is situated in Delhi, Lok Sabha. One second. Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha members, MPs. Okay. I'm just waiting for everyone. So is it just MPs or MLAs also sit in Parliament of India? So Ashraf is correct. It is the Parliament of India. Here, all the decisions related to law making take place. People, the government that has been selected by the people, the government that has been elected by the people, that government sits in power inside the Parliament of India, the Lok Sabha members and the Rajya Sabha members, and they take decisions related to our country. They pass laws, they make amendments, they work on the constitution basically on a regular basis. Okay. Now, who sits in the parliament? The people who are forming the government of India, the people who have been elected by us, the citizens of India, they sit and they form a government, right? Now, one second. Political parties establish the government and govern the nation. Political parties get the majority in elections to form the government. The parties which do not get majority act as opposition political parties. Is this clear? Are all of these things clear? Very simple. People who come in majority form the government and the rest act as oppositions. Amazing. Right. Now in this picture, what can you see? In this picture, what can you see? Do you think this tree can stand without the people supporting it? Can these people remove them from the tree, and who's sitting on the tree? What do you make of this picture? Chipko movement, good one. Opposition parties are trying to go fall down party in power. So it can, these, okay, amazing perspective, Ajay. So these can be opposition parties. जनता का फायदा उठा रही है जनता का. These can be politicians who are taking advantage of the public. So this can be, Ajay says this is opposition party. Ajit says this is common public जिसका फायदा उठा के ये लोग पावर पे बैठ रहे हैं. What else? Very interesting perspectives. अगर जनता ने तेज की खींच दिया तो ये नीचे गिरेंगे या नहीं गिरेंगे? A party is sitting at a higher level and the other party is trying to pull them down. Amazing. Rest of you गिरेंगे, right? तो अगर इन्होंने तेज की खींचा सामने से तो they can remove the ruling party, right? Amazing. So this majorly, one second. This majorly is the work of the opposition party. But along with that, what I saw in this picture was that this is the government that is there in the middle that is trying to negotiate between the people. Like, so this is the people and this is the government, and they are trying to negotiate one thing कि इस tree को fall मत होने दो, right? They are trying to negotiate with each other, and then the people say ठीक है हमें ये चाहिए. So the government will say, okay, I want water, I want free electricity. The government will say, okay, do not make us fall down, and we will give you water, we will give you electricity, we will give you all of that. So the political party is acting as a link between these people and these people, right? So the political party is telling the government कि अच्छा इन लोगों को पानी दोगे, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी दोगे तो ये तुम्हें वोट करेंगे. तो ये लोग ये सारी नेगोशिएशंस कर रहे हैं. So this whole negotiation procedure, right, that takes place through a political party that acts as a link between the government sitting in power and the people of India. Did you understand this? तो हम पूछते हैं हमारी जरूरतें क्या है, हमारी डिमांड्स क्या है, हमारी कंप्लेंट्स क्या है. हम बताएंगे, हम कहेंगे कि अगर हमारी डिमांड्स पूरी नहीं करी तो हम तुम्हें गिरा देंगे. दिस कैन बी ऑपोजिशन ऑल्सो, राइट? सो उनकी बातें सुन के गवर्नमेंट को वो बातें पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज बताती है कि ठीक है, अच्छा तुम ये काम अच्छा कर रहे हो तो वो चलता रहेगा, ये काम को चेंज कर दो, राइट? So this is how they stay in power, by letting the political party as a whole act as a link between people and the government. All right. And अगर ये support नहीं मिलेगा तो इनका ट्री गिर जाएगा, simple. So just to have that support, you need to fulfill the demands of the people. Amazing. So now can we revise all the characteristics that we have studied till now? Where did we start from? Which was the first thing we talked about? Political parties, right? Then we moved on to characteristics, right? So what was the first characteristic? To be in power. Amazing, Divya. Second characteristic. What was the second? Ideology. So हमारे ideas. Amazing. Third, agenda. Amazing, Sanya. So ideologies was ideas, agenda was actions. Fourth, work in action is agenda, Shubham. What is the fourth one? Establish the government. Amazing. And the last one? Link between government and people. Amazing. So these are the 5 main characteristics of a political party. Now we move on to, what do you think is the role of an opposition party in India? So if you don't come to power, does that mean you are irrelevant in the country, or what is your role? अगर हमने जैसे अभी तक कांग्रेस अभी क्या कर रही है हमारी कंट्री के अंदर, उसका क्या रोल है? कुछ साल पहले बीजेपी का क्या रोल था हमारी कंट्री में? ऑपोजिशन पार्टी का क्या रोल होता है एक कंट्री के अंदर? What do you think is the role of an opposition party? To find out mistakes of the ruling party, to keep trying. Amazing. So once they criticize, only then challenging the bill raised by party in power. And why do they do all of that? Why do they keep on challenging? To solve problems of their aims. Okay. To also show that, you know, you're not that linked to the people are having these problems and you're not solving them, to make the party fall, to be in power again. So since elections happen every 5 years, it is not a monarchy, it is not kingship, elections are happening, right? So because, okay, it's fine if we didn't come to power for these 5 years, we're going to fight so much, we're going to criticize this government so much, so that in the after the next 5 years, after that, when elections take place, we come to power, right? So to fight for that, we have to constantly keep on fighting for the whole 5 years. You know, this is what maintains a democracy. This fight is the main cause of separating us from, you know, a kingship sort of a system, right? That is why opposition is as essential in a democracy as the ruling party. Is in the hands of Aslam Sheikh, who is a Congress member. Should amazing, Lakshmi. So Lakshmi is also saying that there can be conflict between state and the central government. So some people in the state government are through Congress, and some people in the center are through BJP. So they can also have conflicts of opinions, right? So all of that actually maintains democracy in a country, where we can remove anyone who comes to power, and the person who comes to power does not think that they are invincible. They're like kings who cannot be removed, right? So after so many years of rule, almost 70 years of rule of Congress was removed by BJP, right? So you are not invincible, right? This is what the role of a party, opposition party, is, right? So these are some of the few examples where they, you know, criticize each other, where they talk about each other. And there was a time when Congress and Aam Aadmi Party were together. They formed an alliance to come to Delhi, and now Congress is criticizing Aam Aadmi Party, right? Similar things happen all the time, right? So the key is कि एक पार्टी दूसरी पार्टी की नहीं होती, और हर 5 साल में वो लोग अपने ओपिनियंस बदलते रहते एक दूसरे के लिए. They act as opposition so that they can remove them from power and come to power. So it's a very cutthroat competition. Okay, is this clear? Now the next question I have for you is, can we have a partyless democracy? Can we have a democracy without parties, without political parties? Ashraf says yes. So can you tell me how, Ashraf? How can we have a democracy without parties? Akash says no. Can you support your answers, please? No? Okay. if I push you to think further, okay, let's just see other responses. Everyone should follow their own rule depending on people's thought. Just give me a yes or no, guys. Can we have a partyless democracy? Yes or no? बिना पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज के हो सकती है डेमोक्रेसी? अजीत, ऐसे नहीं हो सकता. या तो यस बोलो या नो बोलो. कुणाल बुक पढ़ के आए, अच्छे से लग रहा है. फिजा नो. यस, पलट गई. इनसाइड, फ्रॉम इनसाइड व्हाट डू यू फील? बोथ नहीं, नो या यस बोलो. इनसाइड योर ओपिनियन. नो. We all know of Mahatma Gandhi, right? We all know about Jayaprakash Narayan. These were two of them. We all know about Anna Hazare. Can we believe that these were the people who actually understand politics of India? They understand India. These were some of the few people who were fighting for something called a partyless democracy. Now, what they were saying is, listen to me carefully, okay? They were saying कि हमारे गांव के अंदर एक पंचायत बैठती है, उस पंचायत में कुछ लोग होते हैं, वो लोग, वो 7 या 8 लोग जो उस गांव के या तो मोस्ट प्रॉब्ली बुजुर्ग होंगे, उन लोगों को अगर वो गांव के लोग मिलके इलेक्ट करते हैं, तो वो लोग उस गांव को सबसे अच्छे से जानते हैं, मोर देन एनीबडी सिटिंग इन दिल्ली. अगर बिहार के एक छोटे गांव के 7 बुजुर्ग लोग हैं, वो उस छोटे गांव को दिल्ली में बैठा कोई इंसान जिसने वो गांव कभी नहीं देखा है, उससे ज्यादा जानते ही होंगे. तो इससे अच्छा कि हम एक सेंटर में पार्टी बनाए, एक पार्लियामेंट बनाए, इतने सारे रूल्स बनाए, जो लोग अलग अलग कॉन्टेक्स्ट को जानते ही नहीं है उनको इतनी पावर दे दे. इससे अच्छा है हम सब में पावर डिवाइड कर दे और हर गांव में पंचायत बैठे, हर पंचायत के पास पावर हो, इंडिपेंडेंट पावर हो उस गांव से रिलेटेड डिसीजंस लेने की. ओके, सो व्हाट गांधी जी's vision was to have local democracy, to have a partyless democracy. We didn't want national parties. We wanted the common people of India to get maximum power, right? And not just Gandhi ji. Anna Hazare said कि ये जो पार्टीज है ये सिर्फ करप्शन करने का एक तरीका बन गई है. ये नेशनल पार्टी पे आती है, ये लोग हमारे से पैसे लेती है और उसके बाद उस सारे के सारे टैक्स को ये लोग अपने लिए यूज करते हैं, राइट? तो इससे अच्छा है कि पार्टीज ही नहीं होनी चाहिए. जब पार्टीज हटेंगी तो ही अब करप्शन हट पाएगी, राइट? सो अन्ना हजारे वाज आल्सो फाइटिंग फॉर पार्टीलेस डेमोक्रेसी. जयप्रकाश नारायण वाज सेइंग दैट इंदिरा गांधी ने इस चीज को एकदम किंगशिप बना दिया है, मोनार्की बना दिया है. इसके अंदर मतलब अब तो कांग्रेस ऐसी हो गई है, इसे राजा महाराजा का रूल चल रहा है, राइट? सो दिस इज नॉट अ डेमोक्रेसी एनी मोर. इस पूरी पार्टी के कॉन्सेप्ट को ही हटाओ और इंडिपेंडेंस लाओ, पार्टीलेस डेमोक्रेसी लाओ. सो दीज वर द फ्यू पीपल who had different reasons to promote the idea of a partyless democracy. So partyless democracy is very much possible. It is not Ajay Balasaheb Thackeray can be a part of this because he was supporting Marathawad, but he focused on state-led parties, right? These people were also focusing not only state-led, they wanted localized parties. It did not succeed, Akash, because we still have political parties in our country. It has not succeeded. It will probably not succeed in the coming years, but it is a vision. It is possible. People have had a vision. Democracy can exist without political parties. Okay, so this is something that we can just imagine. Okay, now I have something very interesting for all of you. But before that, did you understand this? Just the vision of few people who were imagining partyless democracy. So party is needed for the government now. Yes, yes. Right now you need political parties, Akash. This is just something that people were trying to imagine. It is a visual, yes, it's just a visualization of mind. This did not happen in reality. Amazing. Gandhi did not support INC. Gandhi supported INC against Britishers. But when we got democracy, Gandhi demanded local rule. Gandhi demanded self-rule. Gandhi wanted villages to be little republics where people rule themselves. So he wasn't supporting the idea of INC ruling India. He was supporting INC against Britishers. All right. Now, this is what you have to do. Now, this is an assessment, everyone. I'm going to write this on the group as well. Ajay, this all came later. You can read about Gandhi's politics and how Gandhi gave up because nobody was listening to him, and then he supported Nehru. His main aim was to create little republics, but nobody agreed to that. Okay, moving forward, this is something. Yes, please read about it. It's very, very interesting. The idea of little republics by Mahatma Gandhi. Please read about this. But now what I'm going to talk to you about is the most important part. This is an assessment for all of you. What you have to do is you have to research on the history of Congress. The submission of this assessment is on 29th November, that is Sunday, right? So Sunday by 7 p.m. And this is an assessment. So I'm just taking it by deadline. Only if you give me, then only I will be scoring you. Otherwise, I won't be scoring you. The pointers that you have to include in your research. First thing, what is the history of Congress? Second thing, do we have democracy inside Congress? So when decisions are taken inside the Congress party, how are the decisions taken? Third, election of the party president. जो वहां का party president है, which is Sonia Gandhi right now, वो कैसे elect होता है? ठीक है, वो पहले कैसे इलेक्ट होते थे, फिर वो बाद में क्या वो प्रोसेस चेंज हुआ या वो प्रोसेस सेम है इलेक्शन का, क्या इलेक्शन होते भी हैं या नहीं, राइट? थर्ड, कि पहले 1947 के बाद एक समय तक कांग्रेस वाज द ओनली पार्टी इन इंडिया, इट वाज द सिंगल डोमिनेंट पार्टी इन इंडिया. हाउ डिड दैट चेंज? हु बॉट दैट चेंज? Role of Jay Prakash Narayan, if you can remember, please recall that. Right? So how did that dominance came to an end? Which party brought that end to this dominance? Right? Now, what is the current scenario of Congress? How is Congress right now? Like, is it disintegrated? What is happening inside Congress right now? And since it is not that important at the moment, what are the strategies that you can suggest that will help Congress in getting back to becoming a good party again? Right? So did you understand what you have to do? You have to make a research. So research is always big. It is always comprehension based. It will consist of at least 5 pages, right? So it has to include all of these points. You have to research on your own. It is a very interesting topic. Go watch YouTube videos. Go watch a lot of articles. If you need help with finding articles, you can approach me as well. But I would suggest doing this independently, right? Help each other out. Is this clear to everyone? What you have to do when you have to submit it? The submission is on 29th November 2020. Amazing. Are you excited for it? Can I have big yes if you're excited for it? Because I'm really, really excited to read what you all researched. Amazing. Ajay, you can write this in your paper after doing your research. Do not influence other people's thought processes. Right. I am really, really looking forward to reading all of this. I'm going to send these 2 pictures on the group so that you know exactly what you have to do. All the best. I hope you all submit on time. Only then you will be marked. It is a marks project. It's for 5 marks, Pradum. Right. With that, we come to the end of the class. I hope you all enjoyed today and you learned today. I'm going to send these 2 pictures on the group. And please help your friends out. Please tell them what this is about. At least 5 pages. It can be more also, Ajay. When you read the history of Congress, you will realize that 5 pages is very less. शुरुआत से पढ़ो. You feel like you're in heaven. Do you like it? Your buddy, what does heaven look like? Bye everyone. I hope you enjoyed today. I really enjoyed. I was so tired of geography. This was such a break. I really loved teaching political science today. Bye. Take care. Bye bye. तुमने पूरा पढ़ा नहीं होगा अजय. It's a very inspiring history. Bye everyone. From where are we going to get? On YouTube, Pradum, everything is on YouTube. Thank you, Pooja. Thank you so much for all your wishes. My parents are getting better. My mom has slight weakness and little fever, but she's getting better. Corruption sources is Congress in India. PM cares का fund कहाँ है अजय? ये बताओ. Ram, not at the moment, because Ram is asking when will I come back, because my family got infected with COVID, so I will come as soon as possible. Take care everyone. I miss you all. I wish I could have celebrated with you all. My birthday is also coming. Chalo, bye bye. Rajiv Gandhi is such a controversial leader, Ajay. Hindi medium sad. That's not possible, Ram. Yes, your buddy, I'll do that. Is that the only thing that's important, Ajay? Do you know about the forced castration by Rajiv Gandhi in his time? He was a very good leader, but he also had some poor decisions. उससे कैसे मतलब नहीं, सबसे बड़ा स्कैंडल वही था. चलो अभी रुको, मेरे को वो स्टॉप करने दो रिकॉर्डिंग.